Okay, everybody. This is Vince with Listings to Leads, and it's our Monday call on how to get started with listings to leads. It's really the call for our new clients, but it's also a call for all of our clients who come back to kind of get a refresher. And you got to always stay on top of things. Sometimes you forget what you learned with us because you went off and found some other shiny object. And then things are always changing, and so you gotta kind of keep on top. If you know anything about Facebook advertising, we're really a leader there, and Facebook changes, man, almost every 48 hours. So I see here, I asked everybody, and if you haven't had a chance to put it in there, how long have you been with us? How did you find us? What was it that you were looking for? Was it a tool or something like that? And so I see Jared James. We know Jared. He's a great real estate coach. We've been to a few of his events, and they really like our landing pages, so they're frequently talking about us. Okay, and somebody mentioned a realtor mentioned us to another realtor. Juan, welcome. Cameron Realty, I don't know those folks. Chris, Vegas, Jared James, yeah, my broker trying to learn. I want to learn it all. Awesome. Okay, cool. Okay, so Yolanda was when it came, left, came back. So everybody, before we dive into the tools, I always like to mention where the things are to help you, where the resources are, because these tools work great. I just had a call like a half hour ago of somebody saying, "Hey, how do I do this with your tool?" And you know what? It was just like something that we've never done. And our tools are really effective at capturing leads, whether they're buyers, whether they're sellers, or whether they're referrals. And so the question is, how can you use them? How do you apply them? How do you take that tool out of listings leads and put it somewhere? And that's what this call is about. But oddly enough, people think of all these great ways to do it, and ways that Scott and I never think of. They just like, hey, this is what I done, and it really works, and that's awesome. So I like to talk a little bit about, we always share those great ideas, and I want you to know where to get them. So before you even log in, try this. Take your little mouse and scroll down, right? And it says from the blog. And when you see something that looks like this, 20 plus seller leads in 1.5 days for $7, our clients are sharing what's working, what they're doing with our tools. And this is from MVP. So I just set up MVP Realty down in Southwest Florida 2 months ago, maybe. And I was in their office a month ago training all their agents, right? And so here's one of those agents, Liz, says this is what she did. She took our ad, she wrote the ad right here, and if we click on it, hopefully it'll expand the picture. But you can get an idea of what to write, and that's really an important piece when you're doing Facebook advertising, is how do you write something that makes it effective, and what kind of picture really works. So I'm just pointing out, here's a great thing on email follow-up. Patrick's there. So what I want you guys to realize is right before you log in are some great ideas and examples of how to generate leads. Now there's another one down here. If you go view view all blog posts, this will obviously get you to all blog posts. There's one down here that is also kind of similar title, 31 seller leads in 2 days. Okay. This has a lot to do with landing pages, and it also has to do with Facebook advertising. And again, our client shares with you what their ad looked like, what they wrote to get just a bunch of leads, right? So you just need to know that that's available before you even log in, all right? Now, when you log in at the top right. If you're new or if you're not a client, you sign up for a trial right here. And when you sign up for a trial, from then on, you start logging in at the top right. And when you log in here, click sign in, a little pop-up page comes up. And we usually show you something here that's important. There's a call here by Neil Wolf. And Neil's a great guy, also from Southwest Florida, from a different company. Actually, he's at MVP now. That's right. But anyway, that's a great video to watch on a really useful tool that you all have in your accounts and using it on Craigslist. So if you've been a realtor for a long time, you probably knew that a long time ago, Craigslist was an awesome area for lead gen. And then it changed dramatically and became really less so. But Neil has a really terrific way of capturing leads, and he shows you the tools that he uses in our system. Down below, more areas to get in our classes. Just so you know, every Monday is getting started. Every Tuesday is Facebook advertising, and every Thursday is landing pages. And we always create, and that landing pages on Thursday, that's really, we create new tools all the time, and that's where we really showcase those. And if we create new newsletters and new ways to capture leads, it's really all kind of gets lumped into that Thursday call. So once you've done this call once or maybe twice and you understand how the basics of marketing your listings work and how the setup goes, well, then you're going to want to probably start focusing on really getting into lead generation. And Facebook on Tuesday is a really powerful place to generate leads. And then on Thursday, any new tools that are generating leads or we're just announcing, they are there. And those are all available in your account as soon as you have listings leads count. So where are we? I'm going to just take these questions here before we get in. Been a couple months. New, Richard, welcome. Yolanda, out, back. Yeah. Keller Williams. Yeah. Gina, yeah. We have thousands of people at Keller using us. Yeah. And Joanne. Okay, great. Yeah, you were the MVP. Great. So here is the homepage. And there are a couple of, let's see here, C21. Yep. A lot of folks there too with us. So on the top left, get started and automated. You should look at this. We're actually going to move very quickly through a lot of the content under this page, but that's like how you set up your account. When you sign up as an agent, we do a basic setup, but you still have a little bit more to do in your profile. Facebook advertising. This is where a lot of people get excited about what we do. We show you right here about how to run an ad on Facebook. We give you a video of some of the most important tools to use on Facebook. You should really look at everything on this page. Facebook is a very important place for advertising and lead gen. Open house lead generation. Even if it's not your own listing, you can mark it, and we generate 5+ tools automatically. All you got to do is save the date. I'll show you where to save the date. And then down here is a listing presentation. And the listing presentation, it's down here at the bottom, and you can download it. There's a lot of great information of how to present our stuff on this page. And then you can download it right here at the bottom here, right? And let's see if I can do that while we're talking. For some reason, my mouse is jumping around. And I'll open up the listings page, the listing presentation, because it's dead simple. It's not a sexy looking piece. Maybe we'll jazz that up at some point, but it's a very powerful piece because we do so many things, and most of them are all automatic, and we email them to you. And with that, it's hard for a realtor to compete against you, right? We have single property websites, virtual tours, YouTube, blog posts, Facebook, email campaigns, single property websites, and it just goes on and on. And through this page, it kind of gives a high level. We got to market on the internet. And then it keeps going and says, why is my mouse acting like that? Sorry, guys, my mouse is acting really touchy. We show you that we got you ready for Craigslist. We have a virtual tour. We have single property websites. We have listing e-flyers to market your home, right? Wow, guys, I'm sorry. There's something really funky here. So I'm going to shut this down. Hopefully it's just there. But it's not. What? Sorry, guys, my mouse seems to be acting really odd. And I hate to be bouncing you guys all around. Let's see here. Close. So we're back on this page, right? Now, the last thing I want to show you before we dive into the system is this button here that says click to join the Listings to Leads Mastermind group. You all have to join this group. When you click it the first time, there'll be a green button that says join group. Click join. Scott or myself will add you in. And this is where our clients are communicating with each other to show what they're doing with our tools. And here, Natalie, on March 11th, 9 seller leads in 15 hours, right? I think everybody would like to get 9 seller leads in 15 hours. And this happens over and over again, at least once a week. Somebody is in here going, yeah, here's April 27th, 20 seller leads with less than $7 in 1.5 days. Wow, right? A lot of people just can't believe it. And the great thing is if you follow the what do you call it, the comments, the agent usually ends up just showing, this is what my ad looked like. This is what I wrote, right? And so there's a lot of great ideas here and a lot of great ways for you to learn, because our tools we create automatically, but the question is, how do you apply them? And then and we're going to talk about how to apply them, but also how do you apply them, you know, especially when it comes to Facebook. How do you run an ad that costs you $20 and get 3 leads? Or how do you run an ad and get 20 leads? And the difference is really simple. It's usually language. And people share that language and those ideas right in this page every week. So I want you all to join this group. It is super, super valuable. So you're new to us. Where's the first place to go? Go up here on the navigation bar. It says profile. And let's go through the things that are here that you'll want to know. First of all, if you've got a little team, you know, you can type the team name here and check this box, and what that will be the name that shows up on all of your marketing pieces. Okay. You can change your password here. There's a couple spots for emails. You want your working email here, but let's say you've got an assistant. You could put alternate email here, and you could say, hey, I want all the leads to go to my assistant, and I want all the tools to go to my assistant, because my assistant does everything for me, right? Then you might want to say, well, I've also got another email for my CRM. I use Realty Juggler, or I use, who knows, Lead Router. There's all kinds of follow-up bosses and nonsense like that. You could put that email in here and just say, just send leads there, so that you'll get the lead, your assistant will get the lead, but it'll go right into your CRM. MLS email and data feed participant ID. This is what our support team sees and will put in there if you are in the if your MLS participates with ListHub. And ListHub is the largest syndication company in the country, and that's really all that's about, right? They will, if your MLS participates there, we'll find your ID, we'll put it in, we'll start sweeping your listings automatically. If you have reviews on Zillow, check this box here, and we have a few really awesome tools designed to capture leads for you, obviously, that showcase your latest listings. IVR stuff we put here, you don't need to worry too much about this. Our support team will set up your color template here based on the company you're with and what your website looks like. You could also customize it if you want to do something individually here. If you've got Gmail or YouTube, you want to connect that here. You just click this link here, and that follow the steps and connect your YouTube account to this, and we'll auto upload your virtual tours to YouTube. If you're a showcase real estate agent at realtor.com, check this and we'll auto upload our branded virtual tour to realtor.com for you. There's a connection for Wise Agent, one for Boomtown, and one for Top Producer right here. Everything else I showed you, just put in an email up there. And then here, you can add your social media, and when appropriate, we show those in various tools. You can also update your credit card information down here. And then save and update. You really only need to do that one time. That's your profile page, okay? I see a question here, so let's see. You have been muted, okay, all good. Okay, all right, good. It's a great leave behind. Good to point it out. Yeah, it is. You're talking about the listing presentation. So now that we sorted out the profile, let's talk a little bit about what Listings to Leads does. And we do, in my mind, we do two major things. We create a bunch of tools to help you market listings. Okay, and you can kind of scan them right here. I'm going to come back and dive deep here, but we're just going to look at it real quickly, right? We get open house tools, single property websites, virtual tours, YouTube, e-flyer campaign, Facebook campaign, listing landing page, great for Facebook advertising. We give you a bunch of blog tools, If you're, and then we give you a way to get to Craigslist. Okay, that's all. That's like one major part of our system. The other major part is up here under the landing pages tab. And the landing pages is a really important piece, especially if you're doing pay-per-click advertising, or I think just especially if you're focused on generating leads. Our clients are using our landing pages on Facebook, on Google, on the back of a postcard, on a letter that you're sending to your farm market. Instead of just doing your typical old branding, especially in print, point them to a property valuation landing page, right? And say, hey, here's everything going on. Would you like to find your home value now? Go to this page. And then these landing pages give them the answers that they want. Here's something for empty nesters, growing families, homes sold nearby, all those things. And these are all part of your package. So this is the landing page section. And that's really our big area. And the other big area is, you know, all the automated tools that we generate to market your listing. Let's go over here. I got a question. Is this seminar recorded? Yes, it is recorded, and I will put it in our mastermind group, hopefully later today. Okay. So let's start here with the listings page, and let's talk about what happens. Your listing comes in, you either grab it or it's swept in automatically from List Hub, and we give you a single property website. So before I dive into this, I want to tell you that I've got a cheat sheet. Remember, I keep talking about our mastermind group? Way up at the top, it says Files on the left. And here is Vinny's cheat sheet. And I recommend every new client look at this, because this tells you what you need to do, how to market your listings. First thing it says, choose the right lead generation links to your website. Share your single property website to Facebook, Pinterest, and all your favorite social media. Put your branded virtual tour on Zillow and Trulia, or KWS or Crest if you're with any of those companies, and get your e-flyer and Facebook ads to your client. Call them, make sure they use them post Craigslist. This is how you market your listings. And this section right here in this video is related to this. And the first thing it said is choose the right lead generation links, right? So what does that mean? Well, there's actually a column that says lead gen links. And if you click this, it will show you all the lead generation links in your account. Search all homes is one I want on all of them. I'll also want everything that has to do with that particular neighborhood, right? So you can choose them. You can set them up by price point, things like that. If you're brand new to us, you create lead generation links up here where it says lead links. And this is probably one of the things that really differentiate listings to leads to every other company. And it's really the reason that I think we stand as a company, because we started off as a one-tool shop. And that was back in the day, 8 years ago, for posting to Craigslist. We had a beautiful one-click posting tool, and it had all these links that were like this, that could show up on Craigslist and click and post to. Craigslist changed their website, so that's not really effective anymore. But those links always get clicked on all of our tools, and we make all those tools flow through. So the first thing on my cheat sheet is choose the right lead generation links for your tools. And you'll notice that some say Cape Marco Island or Cape Marco Homes for Sale. These are no-brainers. You want to point them to your website, right? But what you really want is these price point ones. Like if you have a home for sale in Lodi, right? Lodi, California. Well, you definitely want a link that says Lodi Homes for Sale, but you probably want a link that says Lodi Homes from 1 to 300, and then Lodi Homes from 3 to 500, because those are the big price points that people click on. And that's where they buy. And when they're looking at a tool, any tool, anywhere, if you break down their city by price, they know exactly what they're looking for and they start clicking. So you set up your links in the lead links page, and then you select them for a particular property on the listings page. So let's see if I can save this without it giving me a bunch of grief. And of course it is. Why? I'm just having a bad day. I see it's a bad technology day for me. Let's look here. I got a question here. If we entered a price range on the MLS will L2L automatically pull that from our MLS and update it for us on our listing so we have, so that's something you have to do manually. Very blurry screen. Dave, yeah, this is a good question. I assume you have IDX on your website for that link to work, correct? I'm not sure that, but what we don't have, guys, is an IDX connection to your MLSs. We just don't do that, okay? And what we do is there are ways to get your listings in the system. And with that, we create a bunch of tools automatically to get leads from that. Wow, Chrome ran out of memory while trying to display this page. Let's click this and see what in the world is going on in my World Wide Web. Wow, that was freaky. So, point is, create your lead links up here one time, and then associate it when you get your new listing in by clicking this select links button, the green button with the chain link. Remember I mentioned earlier there's an open house section. All you got to do is click this button and enter the date and time and save it at the bottom, and we will then send you a whole bunch of tools to market that open house, right? Boy, my browser is really funky. I can see that my forward and back buttons are missing, so forgive me, guys. The next thing on Vinny's cheat sheet, see if I can remind us all what that looks like. Wow, wow, wow. The next thing on my cheat sheet is to get your single property website and share it. So click the red button, and this is what my single property website has. So just in case you don't know, it's mobile optimized. It has your logo on the top left. It has obviously lead capture that pops up automatically. It has what status it is up on the top right. And it has those beautiful lead generation links that I keep talking about. Now, right underneath this are all the buttons that you can click to share to your own social media. Definitely Facebook. I recommend, Pinterest has a lot of clicks, a lot of leads, and LinkedIn. Twitter and Google, not so much lead gen, but why not just take 5 seconds and share there? Because then you're presenting to a homeowner to be able to speak to all the top social media platforms. It takes you maybe 2 minutes to do all of them. But that really puts you, very competitively in front of all of the other realtors because and we do it all automatically. This tool, when the listing hits your system, we email you this tool automatically. It shows up in your email. Just open it up and share it there. I see some questions here. What is the 6 mean? What is the 6 mean? Don't know what you mean by that. GoToWebinar is acting weird. Oh, I don't know what that is, Gina. I think that's like a social media button that disappeared. We need to fix that. So you know what? GoToMeeting had a problem 2 weeks ago. I would have thought they fixed that. Okay, so I can see people are saying it's blurry, stuff like that. Okay, I get it. This opens up, hit those share buttons, get that out. In the same email, when your listing hits, we also send you a virtual tour, a branded virtual tour. So I'm going to click it. You can log in and get it here. And the branded virtual tour has, in this case, let's just open it up. It's got your logo. It's got all that stuff. It's got your lead generation links. Now, what do you do with this? If you look at my cheat sheet, it says copy this. Of course, branded virtual tour has lead capture. Copy this link. If you are with any real estate office, and maybe you're with a boutique brokerage or something like that, put this on your listing on Zillow and Trulia. If you're with Keller Williams, put this on your on KWLS, forgive me. And if you're with one of the Realogy brands, CB, Century 21, Sotheby's, and ERA, and etc., Better Homes, put this on Crest and they'll syndicate it for you. Okay. These are mobile optimized. There are multiple ways of capturing leads on this. So that's what you do with it. Again, that tool is emailed to you automatically. See a question here. If I created a video, but it's not included in the listing, is there a way to get the video on the website? Great question, Carol. Yes. This video here, I'm going to click on the branded virtual tour again. And you can see, you can't see it. There's a hyperlink at the top. I think the way I recorded this, you can't see it. And it actually says it's YouTube content. So this video, you can see down here on the bottom left of the image, it says YouTube. If you have a video content of any kind, it might be about a particular home, it might be a testimonial, it might be about an area where you're really trying to build that farm area, right? Your farm market. And you want to talk about why it's great to live in Cincinnati, right? Whatever. Get that content on YouTube, and then you can associate it either to a listing here on the virtual tour. You see where it says import property video? Just paste in your YouTube link right here, and then it shows up like what we're looking at here. There's also a section here that says Video Center. And if you create content here, you can call it like testimonial, work with me, you know, your neighborhood or whatever. And then paste in the YouTube video link here and save it, and boom, it automatically connects. Okay. So let's see, what do we got? Great. All right, Carol. Back to the listings page. The single property website and the virtual tour are emailed to you in one email automatically. Just open the email and follow the instructions. Okay. We also give you another tool in that same email. You can find it here in the eFlyer button, and we call it the seller engagement email. Day one comes to you day one. Let's look at it. This tool is meant and designed for you to send to your seller. It's going to have your office banner here. It's going to have a few images of the home, and then it's going to say, "Hey, we're marketing your home." And it's kind of wordy. I could scroll down here. It says, "Hey, we're ready for mobile. We're ready for the web. We got email covered. We got virtual tours. We got Facebook. Here's what some of our tools look like. We got blogs going for you, and Craigslist." And then it gives them your shiny picture and your logo. It's kind of wordy, right? This is not like a brief. This isn't designed to capture leads. It's designed to impress your client. And that's because going forward, we're going to be sending you tools, e-flyers, right? Okay. And those tools are generated for you to send to your client, all right? And you'll see that they're pre-written to talk about you and your office. And that's really the point, is because they're meant for them to share with their friends and their family, because those are the folks you're going to get referrals from. And our clients love leads, but I know they really like referrals too. And that's why we write our tools the way that we do. And to get an idea of that, let's look at the e-flyer. Okay. When you have an e-flyer, I think most realtors have, if they even have e-flyers, and some companies do and some don't. It's really just, somebody calls, I'm interested in that home. Okay, let me send you something, colorful and shiny with my logo and phone number on it. And that's awesome. But nothing really happens from that. Our e-flyers, you can see there's this strange message. "Dear friends, we've hired Vincent Meza at L2L Realty to sell our home. To help us, sell this, please share this with as many people as possible." It's in the client's interest. It's in yours too, obviously, because it's showcasing your listing beautifully. And there's all these lead generation links that if they're not interested in this particular home, they can also just say, "Hey, well, what is your home worth?" Or see other homes in the area, right? You might have something like Market Snapshot you want to snap in. And then, of course, they can call you, right? But you know that people are not calling you off the hook from an e-flyer. But you can capture leads from an e-flyer, especially if you're using ours. So every time that we send you an e-flyer, we send you a Facebook ad. Okay, it's the parallel, right? If it's just listed for your email, it's just listed for Facebook. But Down here, this home down here on the red, it says JS for just sold. The Facebook ad or the Facebook tool is really one that it's like a sleeper in our system. We're going to be rewriting this so that it makes it more interesting for your client, but also more interesting for you, because when you receive these automatically, most agents ignore these tools I'm talking about right now. And it's not until one day, months later, that they realize, what is this just sold thing? And they kind of, you're sitting at coffee on Sunday and you're looking at what it is. And you don't realize that this is a pre-written testimonial that you've just been neglecting over and over and over. And what you're meant to do, the email looks like this, right? I mean, if I receive an email that looks like this, I'm pretty much deleting it. And you are probably ignoring it. But if you were to forward it to your client, along with the corresponding e-flyer, and you go over to your page, or you send it to your client, and you go, hey, dear client, do me a favor and just post that up on your wall, right? I'm doing all this other stuff. But what happens when they do that? Well, let's wait a second and we'll see that. There's a beautiful picture. And there's a really nice testimonial. And it says, hey, our home just sold, and we want to recommend you and your office for doing an excellent job. Here's your phone number and email, pre-written for Facebook, okay? And the thing about it is it looks better. I forgot to hit the post button. Is when something like this is showing up on Facebook, your client has probably 100, 200, 300 friends on Facebook, right? Relatives, sons, daughters, moms, dads, colleagues, co-workers, parents that are, with their kids that go to school together, stuff like that. And now they see your name. And as you can see, this is just sold. And if you remember, we have a number of times where these tools are getting created, from just listed to open house to a virtual tour, and even pending, right? Under contract. And the reason being is we want your clients, friends and families and colleagues to know you're a realtor, right? And what happens when any of those people click on this? Well, what happens is a single property website pops up and it says this home was just sold. And what do you think happens in like 3 to 5 seconds? Right. A lead capture form automatically pops up. And what's built there? But something to give you, find out your home value. Because who clicks on just sold ads? Usually it's somebody that owns a home, right? And so if we go Lafayette like that, already built into that is a property valuation landing page, okay? So really, when you start getting these tools automatically, just try to read the instructions and follow the instructions. They generate leads in multiple ways. It's just a question. It's like anything. It's like, if you go buy yourself a nice hammer and you put it on your desk, guess what? It's not going to do anything. But if you pick up that hammer and use it, it actually starts to do something. Same is true for our tools. We write these things, we rewrite them, and we always make them better and better to capture more leads for you. So if you just open the tools as we send them to you and follow the steps, they usually generate some leads for you. Now, last thing, the other tool that automatically shows up as soon as you get your listing is this listing landing page. And it's kind of like a big single website, right? But it's a better looking tool. And we did this for Facebook because a lot of our clients are running ads on Facebook, and running just listed ads and just sold ads is a great idea. And it looks good, right? This is a really good looking tool for somebody to click on and go, wow, that's cool. That's a beautiful home. What happens when somebody fills that out? Well, it just, it drops them on a single property website. So let's, gmail.com. So at this point, you, the realtor, gets the contact information. And then they get to see your picture and a quick thank you. And then it just keeps going and it drops them on the single property website. Okay. And then, of course, there's more lead capture here because they can click on a link over there to see the other homes for sale in Lafayette, or search all homes, or maybe if they wait a few seconds, a lead capture form is going to pop up and say, hey, would you like to stay on top of this home? So I don't know if you can hear it, but I'm getting leads as we're talking here. Is the red banner still clickable when the seller posts that to their wall? Yeah, yes, that picture is clickable on your client's wall. It's how we write it, right? Do the pictures come from the MLS? Yes, they do come from the MLS. Can we do a dummy version of a seller engagement letter as part of our listing presentation? Yeah, I mean, you can edit that listing presentation, Barb, and that's a great question. But here's the reason. Hold on, seller engagement. Yeah, that's a good question. We've never done that. I think because the seller engagement email we did later than when we did the listing presentation. We are in the midst of doing a complete overhaul of listings to leads because we've been doing this for 8 years and it's just a little bit hard to get to navigate it. And so we're redoing the whole thing. Gary, how do I add the tax assessor comment to that property valuation ad? I think you just type it in on Facebook. If you go look for tax in our mastermind group, you'll see Scott's got a whole post on that. On the profile page, where does it allow you to enter? I don't think we have the Pinterest thing there, but the Pinterest button still shows up on your tool and you can share it to your tool anyway. But we don't have it there in the profile page to sort of build your network. Yeah, okay, good. So those are the tools, guys, that are automatically generated in email to you. Single property website, virtual tour, e-flyer, and Facebook ads. We also auto-upload to YouTube for you, okay? You'll notice that I have black buttons, little black buttons underneath the e-flyer and Facebook, and I have a green button under YouTube. And what that tells you is that we have not uploaded to YouTube because it's not black. Green means go. We have to think of something that we think what will trigger a realtor to click something or do something. But because these aren't real listings, I don't auto-upload them to YouTube. You want to make sure that all those YouTube buttons are black, and if not, you can click YouTube and then there's a button to auto-upload to you or auto-load to YouTube. And so you just want to make sure those are black. And then the e-flyers and Facebook tools, they get sent to you automatically, and so they are getting emailed to me, and so it's black there. Okay. There is a blog button here, and we have a lot of tools for blogs. Most agents don't blog, but I do want to point it out now because Keller Williams has moved everything to a blog platform called Playster. So if you want really nice content, maybe virtual tours or open houses, you can just click a button here and we give you the content to copy and paste to there. There's no open house, so it tells you that. So just save the open house and then you can copy and paste that. And that's just really helpful for anybody that blogs, right? There's also a tool here to post to Craigslist. We're going to change this. We're actually going to put our old auto posting tool, which is a one-click posting tool. It's really easy. We'll probably have that launched by the end of the week. This is a little more clunky, but you can post it to it right there. And then on this page are a couple of other really cool tools. If you haven't noticed, these are you can watch some webinars here, but you can also sign up for our other webinars. Over here, you wouldn't quite notice it. It says listing website and widgets. And there are a couple of really cool tools. One is your listing website. And this tool has all your listings in it, okay? And you can borrow listings and put them in your account and make this page look really robust. Now, I don't know if you all got on this call. Notice my Zillow reviews are also auto-flowing into this as well, okay? And my favorite lead generation links are also here as well. And then anytime I click on a property, it brings me to a website, and of course what's on that single property website, but more lead gen, okay? So this is on the listings page, listing website, and it's this page right here. And I want to point out, if you recall when we started the call, I said, hey, everybody, on the landing page, right when you log in, there's a call about Neil Wolf. And I said, Neil is putting this tool on Craigslist. This is Neil's tool, okay? And he's got great websites. The reason I know Neil, I set up Keller Williams in Naples a few years back. And the manager of that office called me like within a month and said, Vince, we don't, you know, this guy Neil is generating 50 leads every day off of Craigslist. And I was like, what? You know, that's ridiculous. And I called him, and he is using this tool, and he's putting it on Craigslist. He's still doing it today, but he has fished this area for 3 years now, so he's now getting 50 leads a week from Craigslist with this tool. His, you know, these are all custom landing pages he's built in our system. And this is, if somebody calls him, he tells them to go to this website. It's just like, this converts people to leads. And so he uses this heavily. And that's what he's doing. If you want to see how he's putting it on Craigslist and how he created this page, when you log in to listings to leads, that pop-up page that you ignore and go by every day or whenever you log in, just click on the link to watch the video of Neil, and he shows you what he's doing there. So that's all. That's kind of the cool stuff. Oh, there's one more cool thing. As I mentioned, if you have reviews on Zillow, we auto-populate them all right here. And if you get a new review from a client, copy this link and go put it on Facebook. I'll show you how to do it. Let's go here. Go put it on your Facebook and say, hey, Scott, thanks. You know, imagine that your client is Scott. Thanks for your review. Right? It was great working with you. Or something like that, right? You have some feelings, right? Use them. And notice it's got a really cool picture, right? Oh, what happened? Sorry, guys, all the sailing pics are showing up. It's got a cool picture of a 5-star review, right? Post, right? So that now all of Scott's friends see that he gave me a review, right? And as I said, he's probably got a few hundred friends. And what happens when his friends click on this? This page pops up, and what's here but your favorite lead generation links? All your listings are over here, and of course, all the reviews, okay? So these tools are automatically generated for you. Again, you know, they only work if you use them. That's the trouble with our tools. We're not like out there on the internet just sort of, you know, floating around in space. You got to use them and put them in front of high traffic areas, and we give you the instructions on how to do that. Okay, so I see some questions. Now is a good time for questions. Where is this? Can we do a dummy? Oh, sorry. Okay. Okay, red banner click. So to demo this in the future, can I create a dummy listing of their home? Yes. Yeah, if you're doing a listing presentation, create a dummy listing of their home, definitely. Even though there's not a true listing, I can show them all the tools. Yeah. You know what? I've heard of somebody figured out how to do Real Satisfied, Gina. I don't know how they did it. If you want to try that, go to Contact Support up here. And ask the question right here. Our support team may know how to do that. One more thing though, Barb asked, like, you know, put a dummy listing in here. When you put that dummy listing in here, certainly you can show them some of these tools, but also click on this link, this hyperlink over here of the address. This is a marketing checklist. And this is everything like coming soon marketing. Click that and open it. This is everything you're gonna do to market coming soon. If I scroll down here, just listed marketing. What are you going to do? Task list. There's everything I'm going to do. Half of these things are all automatically generated for you. And you can just show them this, and I can tell you not many people compete with that at all. That compared with our listing presentation and showing them some of the active tools, it's a slam dunk. I actually, you know, I set up the offices around the country, and I have done presentations just on this. There was a Coldwell Banker outfit. It's one of the largest in the country. They have, I don't know, at least 100 offices. in the beginning, I was always just doing the presentation on that listing presentation, because every time they got in a presentation, they won the listing because there's just so many tools. So really get familiar with that. And if you look at that, if you go to the homepage in the account, you will see under listing presentation some good videos and instructions on how to present that and how to use that. So lastly, the landing page section I mentioned. We have a lot of great landing pages, and I'm going to click on FSBO. You can find FSBOs in Craigslist. You can get them on Zillow. You can go buy yourself a list. And all you got to do is get this page in front of them, and basically all it says is, hey, let me do some free marketing for you. Next page is what's your address. The next page is what's your contact information. Why would you do that? Because, well, I think on average in the US right now, a FSBO hands their listing off to a realtor within 2 months. Okay? And if you're the one doing free marketing, you're probably high on the list of realtors that's going to receive that FSBO. But you can also go over here and you can, we got a listing page for expireds. I'm sure you know from, Real Estate 101 that you got to call all the expired. So that means probably at least, what do you think, 100, 200 real estate agents are calling that poor homeowner saying, hey, can I sell your home? I see it hasn't sold. So they probably don't want to talk to every one of you, but they might want to get some more information, and that landing page for expireds is designed to start that conversation. Over here, we have Property Valuation 1. Property Valuation Plus is my favorite property valuation tool. Homes sold nearby. Free HUD report. Growing family. Another landing page that works really well for capturing sellers. Empty nesters. If you have a nice report for buyers or for sellers and you want people to give you their contact information before they get it, use this. You can do your own custom landing page for buyers or for sellers. And maybe you're holding a class for first-time home buyers, stuff like that. Here's a custom landing page. You just put your own picture on it, you put your own content on it, and you make use of that. Let's see here. Barb, what is my email address? Yeah, my email address is vince@listingstoleads.com. If you want my cheat sheet, just email me. Say, hey, please send me your cheat sheet, because I have it in my email format as well. But if you can't find it on the mastermind group, then that's a good way. What steps do you recommend if I don't have any listings and are borrowing one? Great question, Ruth. So if you're looking for buyers, obviously you can borrow listings and just go out and try to get buyers. And we don't have any rules on that. Your office may have rules, your MLS may have rules, so follow those rules, right? But if you want listings, we still recommend that you borrow listings and you market them. And here's why. Remember I just said a moment ago, Property Valuation Plus? This is the #1 tool. I think people are signing up to get this tool all across the country. As earlier mentioned, Jared James is recommending us. There's a lot of real estate coaches recommending to realtors to use us, and they only know about this one page. This is all they know about because it's the best page for getting listings. And so a lot of realtors, they hear that, they come over, they sign up, they find this page, they go use it, and they get some results or they don't. And you'll hear this in our Facebook class every Tuesday, if you want a lot of listings and you want higher quality leads where people are really engaging with you, you not only want to run property valuation ads, you want to run branding ads. And what I mean by that is, how do you tell people you're a real estate professional? Well, you say, hey, I'm associated to Homes for Sale. So what do? You get our single property website, even if you borrowed the listing, and you put that out on Facebook and you say, hey, this home is just listed. Here's an open house. Here's something that just sold. You run that ad for $20 for 4 days. But guess what? For $20, somewhere from 2,000 to 5,000 people are going to see that. And that's 2,000 to 5,000 people who are going to now recognize you're a realtor. It's going to show them a pretty picture. It's going to say it's for sale. And there's going to be your brand, whatever. Maybe it's, Jane Doe the realtor, whatever, right? That's what it is. And that's what the Facebook class is about. If they click on it, obviously there's multiple ways to capture leads. So you want to build a brand, you want to use tools, you want to go through the statuses. You can change the status by clicking the edit button and change it to open house here, or say, hey, it's under contract, or it's just sold. Just sold, I showed you earlier, is a really powerful way to capture more listings. So the market single property websites or listing landing pages at least once a week. And I recommend for 4 days, and I recommend for 20 bucks, right? A few thousand people are going to see that. And on the weekends, take our property valuation landing page and drive it in the same area, right? Now, the class on Tuesday is specifically about the landing pages to use and how you actually run an ad on Facebook. But that's really the key to it. If you're brand new to us and you're brand new to the landing page, I do want to point out one thing. On the top, two things actually here. You see this box number 2, it says type in the farm area or the sales area or whatever, right? You probably are building your business in 3 to 4 to 5, maybe more different areas, right? Me, I live in Lafayette. So I would type in Lafayette for sure. But right next door is so I type in Lafayette, I'd spell it right, I'd capitalize it right because it shows up on all the tools, and click save. Then right next door is Walnut Creek. Same thing, spell it, capitalize right, click save. And every time you click save, it creates a landing page under every one of these buttons. So you don't have to do each one separately. You will want to customize it. You get a generic background, suburban neighborhood there. You want to customize that to look like your area, and that's what we talk about in Facebook. Also on our mastermind group, let's see if I can find that real quick. In our mastermind group, I mentioned our cheat sheet. And you find that here under files, and you go to Vinny's cheat sheet. And if you don't have time to get on that Facebook class, remember we covered this, how to market your listings. We just went over that. But how to dominate Facebook is right here. And the video on how to do it is right here. And how to brand, I just mentioned how to build your brand and how to get the right photos and how to target, how to write that ad, all that is right there. And then if you want to know more about how to get your office or team account set up, you can always email me here, okay? So let's see. Any questions? Now is a good time for questions, folks, because I'm about to wrap it up. We can't borrow listings here. Okay, sorry. Are they getting an answer to the valuation question by filling out the form, or are they getting an email asking for more info? Barb, we have many kinds of landing pages to get sellers. The ones that have the word plus, give them an instant valuation. The ones that don't have a plus, they get an auto response. And then you have to get them something, right? You might have Cloud CMA or something or that you want to leverage. You use the ones without the words plus in it, okay? That's how you work that. So guys, are there any more questions? I appreciate all the questions you gave to me today, but I am going to wrap it up here. Oh, one other thing. If you have questions, we have 3 support people, and if you click the contact support page, put your question right here. Everybody watches this, and Scott watches it, so if you get the wrong answer, he'll make sure you get the right answer. And then I mentioned there was something I was going to say on the landing page. Partial full lead converter. Now, if you're new to us and you're trying to get listing leads, you're going to see that, as I do recommend the Property Valuation Plus, it's a kind of a 3-stage process, right? You put in the address, it shows you the home, then it says, great, is this the correct home? And you say yes. And it says, great, we have your valuation now, and give us your contact information, and then we'll give you that valuation. And I'd say 80% of all consumers across the country walk away because they don't want to give you an email address. This partial to full lead converter is a integration with a company called Cole Information. If you know Cole system, it's kind of like an online phone book, and they have a lot of information on homeowners. And if you're subscribing to it by clicking that button, we reach into the Cole database and give you that contact information. Our clients absolutely love it. And so that's what it is. It can be really useful if you feel like doing that. That's how you access it. Okay, great. Hey everybody, I don't see any more questions. So thank you so much for getting on this call with me. Thanks for all your questions. I am going to put this up on our Facebook mastermind group soon. Thanks, Gina. And thank you, Chris. I'll upload this now. Probably in the next couple hours, I'll get that up there on our mastermind group. So definitely join us there. And if you forget this. Okay, everybody. Thanks so much. Have a great week. And keep following us. We actually got a couple of really, okay, will do, Barb. We got a couple of really new landing pages for sellers coming up, I think, in the next couple weeks, and they're awesome. And then we're doing a total overhaul on the user interface of all of Listings to Lead, so it's easier for you to use. So just keep in touch and keep on top of what we're doing. Great, everybody. Thanks again.